It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Stroud is sacked again. Oh, John, boom. Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Defended in the corner.
To Abdul-Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass.
And it goes for the win. The three-pointer by Jordan Poole.
Here's the give.
Walker. Kenny Walker. Touchdown. Smarty.
Goff's got it. Back. Looks. Throws. Ends up.
Yes. Caught. Touchdown Detroit Lions. They did it. Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end.
Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here. A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Anthony will be here any second. It's a thirsty Thursday.
I can't get the video to work.
Darn it.
I don't know what the hell's going on.
I'll have to sit on the camera.
Just sit on the camera. Don't sit on it, but you can stare at it.
At Potsy.
You can sit there and look at it. Yeah, I can't get the thing to work. I don't know what the hell's going on.
We'll work on that in break.
Yeah, whatever. It's a good time.
So you get to look at Dan and I for this whole first segment.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Ryan.
You can see my disgust when we talk about Michigan State football throughout the day.
Oh, exciting. Exciting times to be a Spartan and Penn State fan. Wow. Holy mackerel. Welcome here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. That's Dan and Ryan. I'm Anthony. So great to have you riding along with us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio and across the world on the iHeartRadio app. We say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And, of course, we encourage you to join the program at any time. You can text the keyword Sports Radio. Send that to 21,000 Sports Radio to 21000. Myers Supercenter guest line 248-951-2176, 248-951-2176. We're on Twitter at XB Mornings, Facebook X's and Bros. And, of course, good morning to our television audience as well, on both BCSN and streaming live on our YouTube page at Michigan Sports Network. Add a .com to that to find our website. And, of course, you can find us all individually on Twitter. Danny Cahalan is at Dan in the studio. Ryan Elke is at RyanL_Key. And I'm Anthony Bellino at AC Bellino. Gentlemen, how are we this morning? What's going on over there? Anything good?
I am tired. Game started. First of all, should have been a 2 o'clock first pitch, Eastern time, or 2:40, whatever.
Yeah, for the travel day, right?
It's ridiculous that it didn't happen. And then a few hours later, the game was delayed by a half hour due to the weather. That would not have affected the game one iota had they played the game how every other team would have played it with the getaway day.
Well, there's that, and then there's the anticipation of weather. That's really just doesn't make any sense in baseball. Dude, if it starts raining, pull the tarp out. But until then, let's get this game going as quickly as possible. As quickly as possible. Like, let's get out there. Let's do what's necessary.
Well, yeah, but that's also, they don't want their, superstar arm to go out there and throw one inning and then, their arm is done for, 5 days until their next start because, the game gets called.
Superstar arm. Get out there and play.
I'm not saying there was one
out
there last night.
Which superstar arm last night? Matthew Boyd or 86-year-old Zach Greinke?
I don't.
Did you see the interview with Zach Greinke about his 1000th strikeout. He's a strange dude.
Did he say 3 words throughout the entire interview?
Yes, he basically said, "Oh wow, I didn't know that," and that was it.
Didn't know I couldn't do that.
Hey man, he's a guy of very few words, right? Just not a maybe just not a big talker.
Say he was one of the first athletes, and this happened a long time ago, like first 2 years of his career, where he actually took a year or 2 off for mental health, and this was like back in the late 2000s when this happened, where he came out of the gate, was a phenomenal pitcher, and then just couldn't handle a lot of the big league life and took a year or so plus off to kind of get his head straight before he came back to Major League Baseball.
Strange, but it worked.
Yeah. So he's had a long, successful career. It's just he just didn't know how to handle himself after the first few years of success.
That seems pretty legitimate. You know, it seems pretty standard. You know, you're a young person, you're coming in, they're throwing a bunch of money at you, and then you get paid, and then boom, your expectation is to be able to perform, and a lot of guys can't handle it, you know, for whatever reason. So either they A, underperform and end up out of the league, or B, you know, you can suck it up and get out there and do your job. But it's a lot to do when the lights are on you, and it's a lot to do, especially in today's era, with the amount of social media attention and attraction to the world of sports, the availability to be able to, you know, it's not just reading what one columnist wrote about a game or a performance. Now it's reading every day what people think about you. And that's why, you know, if you're an athlete, I don't know why in the hell you'd even have social media. I thought about it yesterday. When I retire, Twitter is going to be the first thing to go, I think. When it's all said and done, like, Twitter is absolutely the first one to go.
I mean, you think Twitter will still be around? And when do you plan to retire? 20 years?
4 or 5 years. I was like, you know, I'll stick it out till I'm 40. Once I'm 40, I'll go put my feet up and go play golf every day. So I think in 5 years I'll retire, and then I'll put my feet up, and then I'll delete my Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, after yesterday's Twitter disaster, I don't know if it'll be around even in 5 years.
What happened yesterday on Twitter?
Ron DeSantis launched his campaign, and it crashed and burned because 600,000 people joined it instantly, and Twitter went, you know.
So that's probably a good sign then. I mean, it looks like the people or the bots are coming out of the woodwork right now.
I saw one recap of it of like, because Elon Musk was the host of the Twitter Spaces. He's like, I want to welcome in Ron DeSantis, and then silence. Ron DeSantis, more silence. Ron DeSantis. It was Bueller all over again.
That's awesome. Hey, look, technology, right? It works when you love it. You love it when it works. And, you know, sometimes it just doesn't. Like, there's nothing. I mean, we're dealing with it right now with our cameras. So it's just one of those things. Yeah, I mean, who knows? That'll be an interesting race. It'll be quite the battle royale there. But, yeah, Twitter definitely the first thing to go. I realize that and I know that we're supposed to have tweets with good quote-unquote content, right? Sports-related stuff. Cool place to kind of share your opinion on things and on the matter. Good place to find information. Also a really good place to find the actual bottom barrel of humanity. And I think, yeah, that'll be the first one that's out. Will be Twitter. So it'll be interesting. We're going to step aside when we return. The Tigers did it. They did what we asked them to do. They went out there. They took 2 of 3. It was a late-night game that kept Dan up all night. We'll talk about that next year on X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Imagine this, a day filled with indulgence, bursting with excitement, and packed with extraordinary moments that build memories to last a lifetime. A day that is unmistakably yours, at the place that is undeniably spectacular. Whether you're winning big, dining lavishly, or relaxing oh so comfortably, it's your getaway reimagined at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Huge here for my good friend Tom Rosenbach and his team at Bean Carter. They're one of America's top accounting and business firms. They're based in downtown Grand Rapids, and now they're stronger than ever before with their new partnership with Doran Mayhew. Now, Doran Mayhew is an east side firm. Now you get the west side of Michigan with Bean Carter, and whether you're a small business or big business, they can handle all of your accounting and business needs at Bean Carter. Just go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I mentioned with their new partnership with Doran Mayhew, they cover all of Michigan, the Midwest, and coast to coast. Find out how the pros at Bean Carter can help your business today. Go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I know Tom Rosenbach and his team are so happy about their new partnership with Doran Mayhew.
You're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Can't call in? Text us using the keyword sports radio and send it to 21000 or tweet us at XB Mornings. Now back to Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, and Anthony Bellino.
Greene hammers it. Right center field. Deep and gone. Big boy territory for Riley Greene. 1-0 Detroit.
Little solo shot there from Riley Greene to get him on the board and get it started early for the Detroit Tigers, who take the series against Kansas City. 1-0 there in the top of the fourth after Greene was done trotting around the bases. That's always fun. Oh, man. And then if it wasn't enough for him to go over the fence, how about Zach Short?
More pinch hitters than anybody in baseball. Zach Short stands in with runners at the corners. First pitch swinging, lifted deep left field. Back goes Olivares. That ball is gone. Zach Short was the right button to be pushed. A.J. Hinch knew it, and the Tigers reclaim the lead.
What's important about that at bat right there? What's important about that?
I wish, are you talking about that was a pinch hit? Because did you hear what Shep had just gone into, how he had spoken to AJ about his strategy with the pinch hitters, and then Shep spit out that they had the most pinch hitters in baseball, and first pitch, Zach Short hits a bomb. Shep had to just be feeling himself. He was like, gosh, that was a perfect time for that story.
Not only that, but the first pitch of the at-bat. How many times do we have to sit there and watch people take the first pitch? That is one of the most perturbing things to me about baseball that there is. Stop taking the first pitch. Like 99% of the time, that thing is right in the middle of the strike zone. Like if you see something, swing at something. Like we're going to take the first pitch, even though it's like a guaranteed strike, and go down 0-1 in the count. But yet we're going to swing at something that's at our eyebrows on the opposite end of the plate. Like, make it make sense. The first pitch is 99% of the time in the strike zone. Hit the damn ball.
I wouldn't put it at 99.
99.9.
I mean,
in the strike zone. Swing at it.
I believe.
What do you believe?
The best percentage. I don't know what the percentage is, probably 90, but I don't know if it was Joey Wentz, but it was 23 out of 25. That's an extremely good day. That was the best a Tigers pitcher, I believe, has done on first pitch strikes. So yeah, once in a while it's there, 90%. Most of the time it's probably
a cantaloupe,
75%,
right down the middle.
75% of the time it's
a beach ball,
a strike. A quality strike. I'm not going to say it's right down the middle, but yeah, bottom third of the strike zone, top third of the strike zone, yes.
Right there for the taking. Just pound that sucker. Stop taking it and going down 0-1. It bothers me so much. We see it so often. Yeah, and they're just like, there's not even an attempt to swing. It's like, well, we gotta get their pitch count high. Why? Well, if their pitch count's high, they get pulled. If you keep hitting balls over the fence, they're going to get yanked. Swing at it. Then it was 4-2. Jonathan Scope said, we're not done yet. Let's tack it on.
I want to be late here on the 2-0 count.
Rips it left center field. And that ball's going to get all the way to the wall. This will be Jonathan Scope's first 2 RBIs of the season. Torkelson scores. So does Short. Jonathan Scope gives the Tigers a 6-2 lead.
And a nice game there, all in all, for the Detroit Tigers. So let's go through it as we do every morning. Let's hit the box. 6-4 is your final score. The Detroit Tigers get it done. They take 2 out of 3 against the Royals.
Jonathan Scope took that baseball home, people. I'm not joking. He asked for that baseball because it was his first 2 RBIs. And I think it might have been like played up at bats like 71% perhaps on the season, something like that. I think he had 68 at-bats without an RBI going in, and I think that was his third or fourth at-bat of the night. So, yeah, he finally got that monkey off his back.
Well, that's good.
Not like, Russell Wilson and the 12 toilets, but
I don't know why people are so worried about how many places he can go to the bathroom at. We're talking about a bunch of 3, 2, and 4, 2.5 people talking about a guy that's got 9 bedrooms and 12 bathrooms. Like what? Probably
it all started because it was just a joke video series this kid was trying to make. Of like, oh, Russell Wilson's new to Denver, just bought a new house. His house has 12 bathrooms. That's a lot of bathrooms for one house. How long will it take him to throw as many touchdowns as he has bathrooms in the house? Thinking it'll be like 6 weeks, 6 videos.
Didn't know it was going to take all season.
Yeah. Didn't know it would turn into an 18-video series. So I think it's just because I've followed this kid on social media, and he's done other videos like this before. Like for some videos, he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna listen to this Jason Derulo song until he says his name," and then he cuts the video off pretty quickly.
That would make sense.
So
Jason Derulo at the beginning of every song, like Jason Derulo,
right? So he's done like different things like this. Then he was jumping into sports. So then the Russell Wilson one just blew up.
So that's where that all started.
Yeah.
I was wondering where that all started because I'm like, yo, why are like what? Did we do like MTV Cribs?
Yeah, no. So it was just a kid just trying to make a fun little video and turned into a whole thing.
Turned into a thing. The Tigers take care of business last night. Look, they take 2 out of 3 against the Royals. We love that. That's, of course we want a perfect 7-0 week. But if we can't get the 7-0 week, let's win both the series. And let's take 5 out of 7. Right, those are against the teams in our division. That a division that the entire AL Central would be the leaders of the entire AL East would lead the AL Central. You have 6 runs, 10 hits. You got to take care of business. They do so. Kansas City had 4 runs on 9 hits. Going through the order here, Tigers' Zach McKinstry was 1 for 4 with a walk and a strikeout. Javi Baez 1 for 5 with 2 Ks, not his best day. His average dropped down to 243. Riley Greene now 2 for 4 in the game. 2 runs scored, a home run, an RBI, a walk, and a strikeout. Average has climbed all the way to 291. Torque was 2 for 5 with a run scored and a strikeout. His average at 234. Vierling was 1 for 4 with a K and a run scored. Akil Baddoo was 0 for 2. Zach Short came in. He was 1 for 1, 2 runs scored, 3 RBI, a home run, a walk. He's all over the place. He's hitting 280 right now. Eddie Ibanez was 0 for 3. Maton came in to pinch hit. He missed out on his only at bat. Ibanez is hitting 181 and Maton's hitting 167. Scope was 1 for 4 with 2 RBI and 3 strikeouts. Oh my goodness, get the guy a tennis racket. And Eric Haas 1 for 3 with a walk drawn. His average now sits at 248. 9 team strikeouts, so a little bit higher than our magic number of 7, but still less than double digits, which is good, against 4 walks drawn by the Detroit Tigers. Matt Boyd went 4 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts through 86 pitches, 52 of which were for strikes. His ERA sits at 5.74. The Tigers stranded 7 on base. They were 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position. All in all, that's a really nice box score for this group. I'll take it every day of the week if they do that. 6 runs, it's a really good number for a team that we feel lacks a little bit of offense.
If I follow, it's like Restoring the Rebuild or something, or, on Twitter.
Restore the Roar.
Anyway, the Tigers won their 8th series last night of the season. They didn't win.
How many did they have last year?
According to this guy, they didn't win their 8th series until mid-August.
Wow. Well, I mean, yeah, like 22 and 25 right now, 12 and 15 on the road. It's not too shabby. Today's going to be a difficult day for them, though, as Dan mentioned earlier, with the delay, the travel. It's going to be a little bit harder. They're going to have a 6:40, so you're playing a little bit earlier and trying to get back in town to get that first pitch underway this evening at Comerica, the first of 4 against the White Sox. We'll step aside, back with more X's and Bros after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, two things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to the Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text golf to 21,000 to enter. That's golf to 21,000. The trip includes 2 overnight stays and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.
Shop everything you need for Memorial Day with one stop at Meijer. Get buy one, get one free 80% lean ground beef. Buy 5, save $5 on Aunt Millie's Stadium Buns, Coca-Cola or Pepsi 24-pack, plus deposit where applicable. Sweet Baby Ray's sauce and Lay's potato chips. Plus, have fun in the sun with 40% off the entire stock of swimwear for the family. Celebrate together and get the same prices online and in-store this week at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Did you know that churches, businesses, schools, and sporting events need to be safe? Of course you did. But did you know where many of those groups and organizations turn to make sure their safety measures are current and comprehensive? Their local Michigan Police Department. That's where. We all want to be safe, and we can bring in the experts by starting the conversation with our local police department. Contact them today to find out more.
X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Golf season is here. What you need to do is contact my good buddy Matt Golden over at Tullymore Golf Resort, Canadian Lakes, offering not one but two championship courses, Tullymore and St. Ives. Located smack dab in the middle of the state, Canadian Lakes. It's easy to get to no matter what direction you are coming from. And it's got everything you need right there on the grounds. You can stay right there. You can play right there. You can stay and play right there. Two courses. They got the shuttle bus. It'll take you back and forth. It's fantastic. Visit TullymoreGolf.com, TullymoreGolf.com, or call our good friend Matt Golden at 1-800-972-4837. That's 1-800-972-4837. Book your stay and play at Tullymore today. Very excited for Tullymore and to get back up there again this year and be able to hack it around a little bit. All right, big news yesterday. Michigan State is going to wrap up its regular season this upcoming year against Penn State, but the game has been moved to Black Friday, November 24th, and the game has been moved location from East Lansing to Detroit's Ford Field and to the Big Ten's new primetime package with NBC. It'll be the first time since 2010 the Spartans have played inside Ford Field, giving them 6 true home games this fall. 7:30 Eastern kickoff on November 24th is a part of the Big Ten's new primetime package with NBC, one of the league's 2 new media partners for the 7-year agreement that begins this season that is the ink even dry on the contract. AD Alan Heller said in a statement, the game is a, quote, unique opportunity to play football in a city in a region that's, got a large alumni base. Michigan State, Penn State game will be a part of a 4-day football stretch spanning Thanksgiving weekend, where Ford Field will host the Detroit Lions, the Green Bay Packers game, obviously on Thanksgiving Day, and then the Michigan High School Athletic Association state championship games will get moved to Saturday and Sunday. We anticipate that the experience will be so much more than a football game for our Spartan faithful, according to Heller. The decision to move a home game out of Spartan Stadium was given careful consideration, as we understand the impact it will have on some fans. As a community partner, we recognize home football brings benefits to the entire mid-Michigan area. The fact that this game falls on a holiday weekend on Friday increased our willingness to make the move. I believe our season ticket holders still have a strong collection of home games highlighted by Michigan and a premier non-conference game against Washington, with a total of 6 home games, just as we had in 2021. Now, the Big Ten approached Michigan State about moving this game, originally set for the 25th in Spartan Stadium, to NBC primetime on Black Friday and to Ford Field. Michigan State then spoke with Ford Field and the MHSAA, which shifted their championship games from Friday, Saturday to Saturday, Sunday. Well, the Big Ten Conference is thrilled that Michigan State will be hosting Penn State at Ford Field in primetime on NBC, said the new commish, Tony Petitti. We are incredibly grateful for the collaboration between our member institutions, broadcast partners, Ford Field, and the Detroit Lions to provide this unique opportunity and incredible exposure for Ryan, our student athletes on Black Friday.
You should see Ryan right
now. Here,
hold on. I want to say one thing.
Oh, go ahead.
To quote a show from NBC, is the Stanley Hudson from The Office. Go shove it up your butts.
Michigan State will refund tickets and parking to season ticket holders for the original Penn State game and then sell the Ford Field game as a standalone independent contest. Spartans were the road team in a 2010 game at Ford Field against FAU, which moved the game because of construction to its stadium was not completed in time. Before 2010, Michigan State last played Detroit in 1944 against the Great Wayne State. So this hits the wire, and I wanted to do kind of this segment as like the information. All right, what is going on? What is happening? Why is it happening? Right, get that all laid out on the table, and then kind of go from there and see where the conversation sort of takes us. So, Ryan,
yes,
would you like the floor? Would you like to open up now that the groundwork has been laid? Would you like a moment for a monologue here?
Well, yeah, so I can understand Michigan State's like, hey, we will move this game out of East Lansing just because it is Thanksgiving weekend. It's versus Penn State. Traditionally, this attendance game is normally lower than a sellout. Spartan Stadium can hold about 75,000. I think someone posted the last 3 years or last 3 games of the Thanksgiving weekend attendance, and it's been in the mid 50,000s. So I can because all the students are gone. Your season for Michigan State, your season's normally set at this point. It's been a few years since you've been playing for a Big Ten championship. Even 2 years ago, it was, your spot in the Big Ten was already set. You weren't winning the Big Ten when Kenneth Walker and Penn State came into town and you're playing in the snow globe. So I can understand that reasoning for Michigan State to, what, we can play game in Detroit. A lot of our students are from Metro Detroit. A lot of our alumni base is, right there in Metro Detroit. Give them an easier commute to come to this game, an easier way to get to this game while with family. What's annoying is that, all the season ticket holders have already made their purchase for the year, thinking Penn State was part of this year's package. And then you come because the news about getting a refund for the Penn State game is news to me, because yesterday there was reports that they would not be refunding that game. So they must have had a lot of emails and phone calls to their ticket office to be like, yeah, we kind of need to do right by our season ticket holders because, they're the best fans that we have because they keep giving us money. But to take away a home game from your season ticket holders, I think is just absurd after they've already made that purchase.
What I don't understand is if you bought season tickets, why don't you just get the ticket? Why don't they just put the season ticket holders in a special spot? Like, hey, here's how many season ticket holders we have. Let's say we have 30,000 season ticket holders, and you got first dibs.
And let's say hey, your season ticket, for wherever you're sitting, prices I think vary between normal ticket price like $150 to $150, depending where your seat is.
Good God.
I think. I don't know about the 150, but we'll just bump it up to there for, S and G's. Give them a voucher to purchase, in quotations, the ticket to Ford Field. He said, create a special window on Ticketmaster and just say, you get first pick at your seat. Here's your price limited to where you get your free seat.
Yeah,
if you want to upgrade your seat to somewhere else, you get this coupon for up to the value of the ticket you lost at Spartan Stadium.
For me, it's like, you already purchased season tickets. Like, let's just go right behind the Spartan bench. That's like sections, right behind the home bench is going to be sections 102, 103 across to I don't know, 110. Start there and work your way on the outside and make sure that all your season ticket holders are right there. If you want to have a special area for student section in the end zone, cool, I guess. And then the other side can be Penn State, however many people they plan on traveling with. I don't know. I was shocked when I saw it. I didn't say a whole lot because I don't know. Does Michigan State have an in-game host for football?
No.
Right. So I didn't say anything because I'm like, who knows? I don't want to say something out here and, my boss be like, all right, everybody's working Black Friday.
No, they have one for basketball.
His name's, I forget what his name is. I'm going to text you.
Say he actually was just hired by a local Detroit station as their digital content producer.
Oh, nice. I think he might be working for...
Works for the Pistons, I think, as well.
Philadelphia, whatever the USFL team is.
Okay.
The Philadelphia wannabe Phillies?
Stars,
thank you. So I didn't really say anything because I'm like, oh, well, I mean,
because you might be working.
I mean, if they call us and it's all hands on deck, and I mean, much like you remember when the Bills and the Browns relocated their game to Ford Field, it was our staff, right? So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Hey, that's
what
something.
Color polo are they going to have to make you wear?
Probably green, I would imagine. It's a home game for.
It also kind of.
Do you want to just get a green Nike polo?
I mean, if it doesn't have Gruff Sparty, then
well, that's what I'm saying. Just go to like your local sporting goods store. Just get a green Nike polo, and then you'll be all covered.
It's going to be game worn polo up for auction afterwards. Put it right on the website.
Just toss it right to me. Like, we'll do a jersey swap after the game.
We're going to bring you down to the field. You take our polos off.
It's like the one meme where the two guys went clubbing and took their shirts off. Like, game recognized game.
That's great. So I was interested because I'm like, all right, well, we'll hold off on any online commentary, but I'll share it here because I think that Ryan hit it on the head. At the end of the day, like, I'm seeing more outrage about the fact, like, if you're that outraged by it, you should be attending the game, right? If you're that upset about it, I don't want to see a TV broadcast or pictures from the press box that has empty seats. Because obviously you're not that mad about it because you weren't at the game. If you're actually going to the games, if you are part of the group that funds these teams, like you buy the tickets, you buy the concessions, you're in there getting the merchandise, like that's...
Well,
the TV deals are nice, but you better get your butt in the seat.
And it's not just that. The according to an alum I spoke to yesterday, this is the 100th season of Spartan football.
Spartan Stadium.
Oh, Spartan Stadium. So they emailed like every alum and asked for $100 yesterday and then announced this.
Well, to be fair,
yeah, it's like
how many emails do you get from your university of saying, give us $100, give us
Luckily, I don't get any.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't have my old school email activated, or it's still activated and I've just forgotten the password. So I don't get those emails anymore. But
I get more emails from the schools I didn't go to than the one that I did go to, which I'm fine with. That's totally fine by me. But yeah, it's
no. And I saw like the fake outrage of like, oh, you're moving senior day away from Spartan Stadium, blah blah blah. And then I think someone's like, well, it's probably easier for the out of state parents to fly into Detroit and go to a game. Other than flying to Detroit, renting a car, going to Lansing, trying to find a flight into Lansing or somewhere,
right.
Go to Grand Rapids, these smaller airports. Like, it's probably a lot easier for them to actually go to a game in Detroit than it would be up in East
100%.
Lansing. So, and also it's like you can do senior day, just your last home game at Spartan Stadium.
You could do it then too.
You could do it at like homecoming or something. I don't think it really matters when the official senior day is. It's like you should just make it homecoming one of your most attended games throughout the entire season.
Fun fact here at Toledo, we do senior day first game of the season.
Yeah, and I think that's a great way to do it as well.
Interesting. But it like your season isn't dependent. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And
like
it's also you're most likely going to have better weather for that first game of the season. Better attendance. Mm-hmm. More likely that, people stay a little longer. So it's like, I think that's a great idea to honor it that way too. Because that way it's like no one's freezing their butts off to see their,
right.
The 7th string kid. Like, I did 5 years here. Got my master's. Yeah.
17 years here after 12 COVID years and 7 red shirts. But last year in the double overtime thriller between Michigan State and Indiana, there were 56,000 fans. Was there more than 56? 56,136 was the official announced attendance. Who knows what the actual butts and seats were.
I was not at that game, thankfully, because that was a gross game.
Do we see that, did we see more complaints than 56,000 people on Twitter yesterday being and moaning about the location of the game?
Yeah, and for that game, actually, they had to close portions of the upper deck because it was like 10 degrees outside. And Spartan Stadium being 100 years old, they're like, some of the pipes have frozen up here. So we don't have running water to certain sections in the upper deck.
Oh, wow.
So they actually had to close it.
Well, look, it's going to be fine. I'm sure you guys will get some sort of nice update soon, some sort of stadium renovation at some point. You think about college football, you think 6 home games, 6 road games is pretty standard across the board. a lot of Power 5 schools eke out a 7th or even in some cases an 8th home game throughout the course of the season.
Did Ohio State have 8 home games last year?
I think they had 9. I'll double check, but nobody talked about the fact that everybody was obsessed over Michigan played their first month at home, and it's like Ohio State played their first 5 weeks at home.
Michigan always plays their first month at home, and it's understandable when you have the non-conference. Like, if, the schedule didn't fall the year of like, oh, well, we got a really big game where, we're going on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Because not every year you're going to have that. That's just it's not possible. You could probably look. There was probably 60 schools that played their first month at home.
Yeah, if you can get it done on the schedule, I wouldn't blame you for trying to schedule every home game on the calendar. I also wouldn't blame you for scheduling UNLV and East Carolina until they change.
Until they give you a rule saying don't do this.
Yeah. And they standardize the schedule, or until they actually encourage scheduling tough, there's no benefit to it. So the matchups we want to see, like Ohio State goes to Notre Dame this year in week 3. They're actually going to kick their season off at Indiana. So they're going to play 2 out of their first 4 on the road this year. Will the Ohio State Buckeyes? That's pretty incredible.
Yeah. CMU actually goes to Notre Dame this year.
They do. It's a Peacock-only game, though. Don't get your hopes up.
Right, September 16th. Half debating of applying for the pass and shooting over there, but next year I believe Michigan State travels to Notre Dame in 2024.
Ohio State had 8 home games last year. Their first 5 were on home turf. Like it just is what it is. All right, we're going to get back into this. We want to get your thoughts on it as well as a fan. As whether you're a fan of the Big Ten or fan of Michigan State, what do you think? Michigan State, Penn State move into Ford Field on Black Friday. Are you worried about the high school kids? Are you worried about your wife shopping? Are you just fake upset and not mad about it at all? Now's a good time to share all of that when we return. NBA playoffs and the Eastern Conference Finals continue to roll tonight. Big action over at the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the association. Get on the excitement of tonight's game with the touch of a button. New customers can make a $5 pregame moneyline bet, score $150 in bonus bets if your team wins. Plus, everyone can score a no-sweat same-game parlay in the Garden tonight during the playoffs. Open up the DraftKings Sportsbook app, opt in, place the same-game parlay on tonight's Celtics Heat pivotal game number 5. If it doesn't hit, you get a bonus bet back up to $10. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Sign up using the promo code HUGE. Promo code HUGE only at DraftKings. Now, if you or somebody knows a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline at 800-270-7117. 21 plus. Michigan only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Opt-in is required. 1 bonus bet issued based on the amount of the initial losing NBA bet. Eligibility, wagering, and deposit restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. We are back with our number 2 next here on X's and Bros. Get those phones out. Text us using the keyword sports radio. Call us on the Meyer Supercenter guest line. Looking for the Spartans. How are we feeling about this? What are we doing? Black Friday. Here on X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Godsmack. Live and in your face. Friday, May 26th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Plus Bad Wolves. And same show, same night. Bullet for My Valentine. Tickets start at $28. On sale now at the Soaring Eagle box office or etix.com. Party hard, rock harder. Godsmack, May 26th. Part of the Soaring Eagle Summer Outdoor Concert Series.
Huge here for my good friend Tom Rosenbach and his team at Bean Carter. They're one of America's top accounting and business firms. They're based in downtown Grand Rapids, and now they're stronger than ever before with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew. Now, Dorn Mayhew is an east side firm. Now you get the west side of Michigan with Bean Carter, and whether you're a small business or big business, they can handle all of your accounting and business needs at Bean Carter. Just go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I mentioned with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew, they cover all of Michigan, the Midwest, and coast to coast. Find out how the pros at Bean Carter can help your business today. Go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I know Tom Rosenbach and his team are so happy about their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew.
Shop everything you need for Memorial Day with one stop at Meijer. Get buy one, get one free 80% lean ground beef. Buy 5, save $5 on Aunt Millie's Stadium buns, Coca-Cola or Pepsi 24-pack, plus deposit where applicable. Sweet Baby Ray's sauce and Lay's potato chips. Plus, have fun in the sun with 40% off the entire stock of swimwear for the family. Celebrate together and get the same prices online and in-store this week at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Huge here for the Michigan High School Athletic Association. You can stay up to date on the latest from Lansing 24/7 at MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. The latest news, press releases, and stories connected to every high school in the state of Michigan, available for you 24/7 from the Michigan High School Athletic Association. Log on to MHSAA.com, at MHSAA on Twitter, and MHSAA on Facebook. And if you're looking for archive boys and girls high school sports, MHSAA.TV. That's MHSAA.TV. 24/7, everything you need to know about high school sports in Michigan. Log on to MHSAA.com.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
Swings it out to Sadiq Bey. Gets Benny to
Abdul-Rahman at midcourt. Extra pass.
And it goes for the win. The three-pointer by Jordan Poole. Here's the give. Walker. Kenneth Walker. Touchdown. Smarty.
Goff's got it. Back. Looks. Throws. Ends up.
Yes. Caught. Touchdown to Detroit Lions. They did it. Amon-Ra St. Brown in the receiving end.
Sends one to deep left center field. Back it goes, and that ball's out of here. A grand slam from Miguel Cabrera. He's got 2 goals. Larkin in on goal. Scores! His first career hat trick in his 7th season for Dylan Larkin.
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Welcome back here. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Dana Gayla, Ryan Elke, Anthony Bellino, all joining you. Thank you for joining us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio. From Traverse City down to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, we say good morning to you. We welcome you. We thank you. We appreciate you. And of course, we encourage you. Join the program at any time. Text the keyword sports radio. Send that to 21,000, sports radio to 21000. Call us on the Meyer Supercenter guest line, 248-951-2176, 248-951-2176. My goodness. So before we hit the headlines, I need to update you on what took place between the Idaho Steelheads and the Toledo Walleye, right? So the Toledo Walleye are the ECHL affiliate of the Detroit Red Wings, in case you live under a rock or you didn't know or whatever the case may be. But after Toledo, you report to GR. After GR, you go to Detroit, right? So the Walleye are in the playoffs. Now, they haven't won the Kelly Cup since the early 90s, but they've been very, very close in recent memory. Very, very close. And they've won their President's Trophy there. They've done everything. You know, they've come in as a higher seed, got bounced. They've come in as a 1 seed, got bounced. Like it just is what it is. Like they haven't completed the task yet. They got really close with Derek Lalone as their head coach. They've been really close a couple of times with Dan Watson, just for whatever reason. Haven't gotten it done. Sebastian Costa got the start for the Walleye. You know, he's 4-1 with a 141 goals against average and a 950 save percentage, you know, going into last night. Last night didn't go well at all. They're down 0-2 in the series, are the Toledo Walleye, after what was an absolute just catastrophe of a trip to Idaho. So what happened was they go out to Idaho, and in Boise is where the Steelheads play. They get out to Boise, and they have no hotels available, which does make sense. It does make sense because you don't know who you're playing. You can't book these hotels in advance. And Boise doesn't have a lot of space. And so a majority of Boise's hotels were taken up by some concert that was out there. Idaho State high school sports tournaments being held in the area. Country music star Luke Combs was in the area on Saturday night near Boise State University. There's no rooms available in downtown. So the players ended up staying in the suites of the Idaho Central Arena on Saturday night after game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Like, the rooms were they tried to get some sort of hotel or motel or something. Couldn't do it. They did get some rollaway beds because there was a hotel connected to the arena. And, you know, they had 16 suites. They had beds, showers. You know, they did what they had to do. And, you know, Joe Napoli, who's the president of the Walleye, said we have a good partner like the Idaho team. They worked real hard to get us squared away. Players had reservations. Those accommodations were less than ideal. One player found mouse droppings in his room. The other one had bed bugs. Like, it was just a catastrophe. So they got beat. Both games over the weekend go down 0-2 in the series. Then last night's game 3, first game back in Toledo. They go down 4-1 last night and rallied back to win the game 5-4. Unbelievable. What an effort there from the Toledo Walleye. Dan Watson, friend of the show. Congratulations to him, too. That is just sensational. Backs against the wall, down 4-1. You can hang it up. You can mail it in, say, oh, it's just not our year. Blase, blase. Or you can pick yourself up and figure it out. That's exactly what they did. Proud of them for that. All right, what else is going on in the sports world? We'll try to get you all caught up with all the happenings. We'll do so right now in the headlines.
Big news.
I have a little news flash.
Let's check the headlines. No, it's real news for once. The biggest stories of the local, regional, and national news.
This is huge news.
Meanwhile, the place that Idaho is going to stay in, Toledo, has the most comfortable bed I've ever slept on. They're going to stay in a high-rise downtown, beautiful room, beautiful hotel. While we're sitting in mouse droppings, as the great Mark Monroe, the great scribe from the Toledo Blade Road. Tigers, they take the series against the Kansas City Royals 2-1 with the 6-4 win last night. Johnny Kane rudely interrupted. Johnny Kane, salt of the earth. Nicest guy on the planet. Has a putting green in his house. Johnny Kane's trying to do something during the broadcast. He worked in Kansas City, talking about Kauffman Stadium. And somebody goes out there and says, bleep Javi Baez and bleep Detroit. And poor Johnny was so caught off guard by that, gathered himself, tried to finish his report, stared at the fan. I think he stared at the fan, or at least in that direction. I felt terrible for him. Issued an apology. Johnny, it's not your fault, man, that other people don't know how to behave. That's not your fault. You're just doing your job. You can't control what other people are going to yell. But
and as Ryan and I were just talking about this, when Johnny finally gets on camera, you can see one of the other fans is embarrassed for Johnny.
Well, yeah, he's doing his job.
Yeah, that fan, if you're watching on YouTube, had his shirt pulled up over his nose, just like, I can't believe that happened. And then Johnny Kane, the nicest man on planet Earth, looked like he wanted to fight someone. He was that distraught.
Johnny Kane is such a wonderful human that my mom asked me if Johnny Kane was single and wanted me to set my sister up with him.
Oh,
I said, I love Johnny Kane. I'd never do that to him.
My wife's coworker had asked me at a wedding before. She goes, "Do you know Johnny Kane?" I go, "I've met him a few times."
Well, yes, I do.
Is he single? I go,
yes,
I don't. I was like, at the moment in time, I was like, I don't know if he is at this moment. She's like, "Oh darn!" And then my housewarming party I had a couple weeks ago, she shows up. She goes, "Is Johnny Kane coming today?" I go, A, I haven't talked to him in like 3 years, and B, he's on your television screen right now, so no, he won't be here. But feel free to sit here and stare at him.
I mean, hey, the ladies want Johnny. I mean, what do you expect? The Ravens' Lamar Jackson expects less running and more throwing. It's a great headline. What position do you play, quarterback or running back? Ron Rivera said Chase Young gets why the Commanders declined the option. Will the Lions make a move? Young eligible for an extension that would have paid him $17+ million a season. Rivera said earlier in the offseason that he wondered whether or not picking it up would motivate Young, the number 2 pick in the 2020 draft. Young suffered a torn right ACL and ruptured patellar tendon in 2021. He communicated with him via text. He said he gets it. He understands. He'll come in, give everything he's got. And you got to produce. It's a league full of production. I just read something great on being drafted. Who was that from the Tigers? Talked about draft and what it's like, and you're on top of the world for 48 hours.
He just responded. He'll be joining us sometime next week.
Oh, great.
First Tigers exciting. Former first round pick, Jacob Turner.
All right, Jacob Turner. I love that. Patrick Mahomes said the priority is legacy and winning rings, not money. Well, that's easy to say when you got $500 million. The police have conducted a welfare check on the Grizzlies' Ja Morant after some posts. Earlier Wednesday, Morant posted and then deleted messages and pictures to social media saying, "Love you, Ma," blue heart emoji. "Love you, Pops," blue heart emoji. "You're the greatest, baby girl," blue heart emoji. "I love you." He then followed those up with a post that simply said, "Bye." So the police run by his house just to make sure he's okay. He said he's taking a break from social media. Was it more than that? We don't know. And Yao Ming has stepped down as the head of the Chinese Basketball Association. We'll step aside. We'll be back with more X's and Bros after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Shop everything you need for Memorial Day with one stop at Meijer. Get buy one, get one free 80% lean ground beef. Buy 5, save $5 on Aunt Millie's Stadium Buns, Coca-Cola or Pepsi 24-pack, plus deposit where applicable. Sweet Baby Ray's sauce and Lay's potato chips. Plus, have fun in the sun with 40% off the entire stock of swimwear for the family. Celebrate together and get the same prices online and in-store this week at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, two things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to The Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text GOLF to 21,000 to enter. That's GOLF to 21,000. The trip includes 2 overnight stays and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.
Did you know that churches, businesses, schools, and sporting events need to be safe? Of course you did. But did you know where many of those groups and organizations turn to make sure their safety measures are current and comprehensive? Their local Michigan Police Department. That's where. We all want to be safe, and we can bring in the experts by starting the conversation with our local police department. Contact them today to find out more.
Share your thoughts all morning long on the Meyer Guest Line. Call 248-951-2176. That's 248-951-2176. Now, back to Danny, Ryan, and AB.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Great to have you ride along with us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening all across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio as well. It's hour 2. It's segment 2, which means it's time for Detroit Lions Trivia. Oh, the organized team activities are out. You see Dave Montgomery catch that pass. Wow. Nobody tackled him because they can't hit anybody. All right, Detroit only needed 16 seconds to march 34 yards on Matt Prater's winning 59-yard field goal in a 30-27 victory over the Washington football team in Week 10 of 2022. There was only 2 plays that were completed before the 59-yard field goal. This isn't even a trivia question. It's a fact. I can't turn it into a trivia question. I don't know. It said pass completions of 10 and 9 yards were sandwiched around a roughing the passer penalty. That's what I got. That's terrible. Let's try again.
That's all right.
No, it's all right. I got another one right here because we're going to be a day behind anyways because of the holiday weekend. So this would have been tomorrow's question. What running back did the Lions draft in 2021?
Jason Huntley.
Incorrect.
What round?
7. You saw him like maybe twice.
Gosh.
I thought that was the answer. Dang. From New Mexico State, right?
Nope, 2021 draft.
No, I'm thinking of a different draft.
I don't know.
Jamar Jefferson.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of a different 7th round running back. That might have been 2020.
There you have it. Detroit Lions trivia. Well, as a whirlwind. Hey, by the way, refrigerators are really expensive right now. My goodness. You think I'm paying $9,000 for a fridge? You're out of your mind.
What kind of refrigerator?
That's because people put TVs in their refrigerators now. We don't need that.
No, this is
the keep my stuff cold.
You can tap it to see a clear view of inside the refrigerator. It can send you the shopping list from hook it up to your Wi-Fi.
For $8,000, I better be able to tap and see a lot more than inside that fridge. For $8,000, you're out of your mind. All right, let's get to the
$8,000. It better be replenishing.
automatic food stocking. All right, let's get to New York Scott, who's calling in. Scott, good morning to you, my friend. Long time no talk. Where you been? How are you?
I know. It's been a little while.
It's been a while.
Nice days, man. We're getting into the summer, so I'm on a motorcycle if it's nice out, and I can't. You're not going to hear anything I say when I call in. So I just figured instead of listening to air music, I'll just call in when I'm in the truck. It's like 42 degrees this morning, so there's no way that I'm riding the bike in. Yeah, things are good. Quit. The busting Freddy's chops. He's out of pizza because he sells good pizza. You got to get there early. You get there 5 minutes before close, you don't get a pie. That's just what it is. You got to know that, Bellino.
We were there after hours. I mean, we were still on the golf course at 7:45, 8 o'clock. That's how I was like, I pull up to the side door. He'll still be there doing something. He was not there doing anything.
I'm just sticking up for him. It's like he makes a certain amount of dough in the morning, and when he sells. He knows what he's doing out there. So, going to I'm going to the preseason game, Giants Lions. It's the only one closed. There's no Chicago, no Green Bay, no Detroit games. So it's like I'm kind of most of the time the NFC North stays me as a Giants fan because we play somewhere at home between one of those 3 teams typically, and I can go watch a game. But preseason for a true NFL fan, that's a great. You get to see the rotational players. You get to see a lot of the rookies. You get to see a lot of stuff before they're on the field later in the season and say, oh, yeah, I saw that guy. That's right. He did look good. He was moving well. That third-round guard he pulled and got out there and was clearing the way, right? Like, whatever it is. So I think a true NFL fan can appreciate preseason a little bit more than your casual fan. I am bringing the kids out. We got pretty decent seats. Obviously, they're a lot cheaper than a regular season game. So I like to see kind of, what we have on the roster as backups. And, if we get a series or two with the starters, that'd be great. But if not, maybe go to Washington this year. I don't know.
Scott, where are your seats at? Do you know?
Section 124, like row 20 or something like that.
Oh, man, you couldn't be any further away from me. 124, you're like opposite, diagonally across 124.
Are you?
Yeah, because I'm under by the tunnel, so I'm mainly in like 101 is where they have me stationed. Now that we have,
Okay.
well, last year they did this weird thing where if you were on the field, you had to have this armband. It was COVID related. We still it was a mess, right? So, we had to stay kind of like situated in one area. But I'm hoping to be able to get out more in the stands this year, work my way around the facility a little bit more because I'm looking at my giant canvas painting of Ford Field right now. I think 124. I think you're going to be in the corner on the New York Giants side, somewhere in that.
Yeah.
Near the end zone.
Intentionally to the Giants side. It's around the 30-yard line or so.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
So
I don't know. Maybe I'll be able to get over. Regardless, I'll come say hi at some point. Throughout the game. I'll come say hi to you and the kiddos. I don't know if I'll be able to, relocate over there for a T-shirt toss, but make sure your kids get some Lions swag. You're that Giants nonsense.
That's all right. You'll see us all geared out in our Giants, but I tried to get you last year. We came down on the home opener, but man, it was so packed, and security was not having it because I came around. I knew about that section where the media sits, and we came to that tunnel right before halftime. And they were, like, driving people out. Like, if you don't got a ticket, get the heck out of here, da-da-da. I was like, dude.
Oh, yeah, we can't just have a bunch of people standing around. I mean, come on.
I know, but I'm still
what's going on
giving
here?
them a hard time. So it wouldn't be New Yorker of me if I didn't give them a hard time about me and my kids standing there just trying to shout at you real quick. So
yeah, no, I love that.
Yeah, it is what it is. And then metal bands, I like that topic too. It's not every day I throw metal on because I'm not as young as I used to be, and I enjoy my ear canals working. But one of my first concerts ever, you guys can look up the year to maybe refresh my memory. I think it was like 15 or something. It was the Pledge of Allegiance tour they did in Van Andel, and it was Drowning Pool opened, and it was System of a Down and Slipknot, and that was pretty intense. We had like dome seats, and then after Drowning Pool, I was like, "There's no way we can't be on the floor, guys! Like, look at the mob rushing out." So, me and my brother snuck down, and as everyone's going out in between bands, we just filed through the crowd, and we were right in the mosh pit. It was a fun time. It was a long time ago. I don't think my body can handle that anymore. But then again, I can throw harder elbows these days too. So who knows? So
I don't know if I've ever wanted to partake in an event like that.
No. I mean, once again, young, 15, 16, it's wild, it's crazy. You're out with all your buddies. Again, I mean, I'm kind of a street kid. I was raised fighting, so it's always good to be pushing, shoving, this, that. If someone wants to throw a real one, that's fine too. We can have some fun. But yeah, that's the catch up, man. I've been listening to you. Great show. Quit busting Freddie's chops, and I'll let you guys go on that note. I'll call obviously way before the season starts, but we'll figure out the preseason thing, man. Maybe grab a beer with Danny and you guys after. Go get some food or something. I don't know.
All right, that sounds good. I'm trying to think.
I was just actually looking into tickets, so.
Preseason game number 1 what's it on Friday, Saturday?
Friday, August 11th.
August 11th. All right, Friday night.
Yeah, is it a 1 o'clock? You got the time on that?
7.
It's a Friday game, so it won't be 1.
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
Okay, 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh, a night game. Wow. Look what I did to myself. I bought them when they were to be announced, so I just rolled the dice on it. Yeah,
you have to get a room, Scott.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's actually probably better than turning it anyways. I'm only a couple hours from Detroit, but with the kids, a 3-hour game, go out, grab a beer, some dinner. It would be nice and relaxing to just go back and grab a hotel. And Friday night, that's great. I don't even got to take the next day off work. That works out. So
there we go.
Yeah,
there we go. We planned your whole weekend for you.
Yep, you did. Thanks, Bellino.
All
right, we'll talk to you soon.
That sounds good. There goes New York Scott calling. The guy looks just like Bill Goldberg, the former wrestler. All right, we're going to step aside. We'll be back with more X's and Bros. We're going to hop back into that Michigan State, Penn State debacle that's going to be taking place at Ford Field. Got a lot of text messages coming in as well. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here. X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network.
Shop everything you need for Memorial Day with one stop at Meijer. Get buy one, get one free 80% lean ground beef. Buy 5, save $5 on Aunt Millie's Stadium buns, Coca-Cola or Pepsi 24-pack, plus deposit where applicable. Sweet Baby Ray's sauce and Lay's potato chips. Plus, have fun in the sun with 40% off the entire stock of swimwear for the family. Celebrate together and get the same prices online and in-store this week at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
For a lot of us, music and mental health are intertwined. That's why the Collaborative Lab created In Tune, a free live stream event, and you're invited. May 18th is Mental Health Action Day, so take action for your own mental health by joining us from 7 to 9 p.m. Musical performances and conversations with the Verve Pipe, Barrel Bones, Carlos Sese, Cole Hansen, and more. Visit IUnderstandLoveHeals.org to learn how you can join the party for free.
Huge here for my good friend Tom Rosenbach and his team at Bean Carter. They're one of America's top accounting and business firms. They're based in downtown Grand Rapids, and now they're stronger than ever before with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew. Now, Dorn Mayhew is an east side firm. Now you get the west side of Michigan with Bean Carter, and whether you're a small business or big business, they can handle all of your accounting and business needs at Bean Carter. Just go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I mentioned with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew, they cover all of Michigan, the Midwest, and coast to coast. Find out how the pros at Bean Carter can help your business today. Go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I know Tom Rosenbach and his team are so happy about their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew.
From Traverse City to the Glass City, GR to the Motor City, you're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. So great to have you ride along with us, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening. It's an absolute pleasure to have you ride along with us. Text the keyword Sports Radio, send it to 21,000. Sports Radio to 21000, or call us on the Myers Supercenter guest line 248-951-2176, 248-951-2176. Want to remind you, our good buddy Matt Golden over there at Tullymore Golf. Now is a great time to book your stay and play. A little chillier today than it has been, but we're going to get great temperatures tomorrow. So now's a good time to pick up that phone. If you're a golfer, get on out to Tullymore Golf Resort in Canadian Lakes, located smack dab in the middle of the state. So it's easy to get to no matter what direction you're coming from. It's about an hour north of Grand Rapids, 30 minutes west of Mount Pleasant. Features not only top-of-the-line golf, but also top-of-the-line accommodations and the perfect space for a wedding event, reception, or group outing. Beautiful carts, beautiful courses, beautiful clubhouse. Oh, Matt Golden, he's beautiful too. TullymoreGolf.com, TullymoreGolf.com, or call 1-800-972-4837, 1-800-972-4837. Book your stay and play at Tullymore today. All right, want to get back into this this conversation about Michigan State, Penn State, and relocating to Detroit. Got a couple of text messages here. Does Mel Tucker receive 2 pit bull puppies in exchange for losing a home game? More importantly, is there plenty of room for helmet swinging in the Ford Field tunnels? That's Will driving to Greenville. Yes, the Ford Field tunnel is large, but both teams enter and exit the same tunnel. So be careful. Do what Michigan
but it's like
did.
60 feet wide.
No,
it's a good 30 feet wide.
It might be. It might be 20 paces. Maybe it is.
That's a big.
It might be 20
tunnel.
paces.
And it's a.
Now it's got a retractable thing.
That's a hill going up there.
You're missing the wrong altercation here, because the real reason this game was moved, because the last time Penn State came to East Lansing, I remember sitting in the press box, and the ref comes before it went out to the crowd. It goes to the. His mic was going right to the press box, going, James Franklin's complaining about being hit with snowballs. We need to ask the crowd to stop throwing them.
Well,
got moved to an indoor facility.
Look, it's snowballs, James Franklin. Do what Michigan did, put that voucher on a Diet Br0's can. Pay homage to Detroit. I can only imagine who that is from. I got to imagine it's from the same person that loves to talk about that promotion of tickets and pop. When your team isn't good, people don't show up. It's really not that hard. It's about as straightforward as I can be. And those teams in the early 2000s, like the late 2000s, early 2010s, they were not good. Like, I don't know how else to say it to, clarify things for folks, but like they weren't good. And so if you're not good, how are you going to drum up attendance? There's nothing wrong with that. Like, it is what it is. Like, they had some lean years. Sometimes you got to get creative. Never seen a ticket promotion like that. I mean, when you have 107,000 seats to fill, you got a lot of work to do there. Like, I'm not above a promotion, maybe a little BOGO sale, or getting a coupon and see it. Who knows how many families were able to go to a game because Dad bought a couple 12 packs because there were, I don't even remember what it was, 12 packs, 2 liters, whatever it was. But who knows? Maybe they were able to get into a Michigan game and go see a Michigan football game. Might be the only game they've ever been to. Just kind of is what it is. So I know that some people want to use that to take a shot because, let's face it, the football team wasn't any good. And when your teams aren't good, people stop showing up. Ask the Red Wings. Ask the Tigers. Ask the Pistons. And when your team gets good, people will come out and watch. They'll support when you're good. I don't have a dog in the race with that game, so the ones who are mad or happy have their opinions. But I think once that we get closer to the game, like most things in life, when one gets upset about something, it will make more sense closer to that game. Many more fans, to almost all of them, will be happy the game is indoors and not in a snowstorm. Yeah, I think this is immediate knee-jerk reaction. I think that's a lot of what I saw online. People really upset. The only thing I don't like about it, but even I think this might be a little bit overblown, is because that's traditionally an MHSAA date. If the game is at 7:30 at night, you could play a couple of high school games beforehand and be fine.
I believe it was Graham Couch yesterday talked to Mark Ewell, the MHSAA. Like, hey, are you worried about this in the possible future of MSU trying to pretty much take this location on Black Friday? He's like, no, because by the looks of it, the college football schedule will be bumped up a week in the near future. So even if this becomes an habitual thing, they're not going to be playing on Black Friday anyway.
Yeah, everything's going to – the calendar's going to change once the new expanded playoff format comes out. It's got to, and it's going to be great for all of us. Hopefully the college football season starts earlier and it goes later. That's a win. That's a win for all of us. I will say this much. There is, for whatever reason, there is this like backlash of what are the private schools going to do about playing on Sunday? A couple of years ago, I got in a Twitter argument with the Archdiocese of Detroit because they were on this crusade, if you will, to eliminate Sunday games because that's time, keep holy the Sabbath, and that's time for family. What does time for family look like in 2023? Somebody with children, please tell me what that looks like. What is family time? You guys all sitting around for 7 hours staring at each other in the same room? Or do your kids got the tablets out? They're on the video games. Maybe they're outside playing in the yard. And for me as a basketball coach, it's cold outside during basketball season. So why are we not indoors? Because we had a very regular routine. It was church. You worked the pancake breakfast. And then attached to the Life Center, is what they called it, the Parish Life Center, the little community center thing, attached to the church, was our gymnasium. So you worked the pancake breakfast. You could literally walk through the kitchen, out the concession stand, boom, right into the gym. We had a really nice facility. Like, I don't understand what this obsession is with, like, getting rid of Sunday sports. Like, sometimes that's the only time families actually spend quality time with each other. I loved Sunday games. That was a great routine. Early morning church, you'd get together and go as a team, right? And you felt good about that because we looked at the high school and what the high schoolers used to do, and you felt important, right? You put your shirt and tie on, you get all dressed up, go to Sunday Mass. Pancake breakfast after, yes. Love pancake breakfast. You get to work that, and then you get to go right into your game. And it's fantastic. Like, that was our routine. That was our family time. And they want to they're like, well, what are we going to do about Sunday? Oh, they're going to play on Sundays? Like, dude, the only people I know that don't do stuff on Sundays or on the actual Sabbath, Nama Shafir was her name. She's from Israel, right? Israeli Jewish person. She used to walk from the team hotel to the arena, and she had to ask her rabbi for permission to play for that particular game day. Of course they granted her permission. It's 2023. David Hudsonville, good morning to you. How are you?
Morning, AB. Hey, those parochial schools don't mind going out and recruiting a ton of athletes that might not necessarily be of the faith. So I don't know if that's such a big issue all the time as well.
Well, you don't have to be of the faith to go to the parochial school.
Well, I know they'll give you a scholarship if you can if you can play, man. I hear you. You know how that rolls.
No. I had a fifth grader. His name was Paratosh. His family's from I think he's Indian. Pretty sure he's Indian. But he wasn't an athlete at all.
Right, but if you look at a number of the athletes that show up at the parochial schools, pretty amazing how many scholarships are flying out of there.
Well, yeah, and if you look at the amount of non-Catholic kids that go to these Catholic schools, I mean, it happens. Like, they don't go up for the Eucharist during, we have to go to Mass as a school. They don't go up for the Eucharist. They don't have to kneel. They can just sit there and hang out. Like, that's what they do.
Right.
Give them a free hour. I don't have any problem with that. Don't try to paint it like we're just out there recruiting everybody. All right, Dave, I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing, Dave. You're not going to get me today.
Don't try to paint it like it doesn't happen either, brother, right?
You're on a crusade right now. Don't hate it because you ain't it, Dave.
No, I'm just making a point. It's not a crusade. Come on now.
Coming after us, talk about recruiting. We hold camps is what we do, Dave. You have a camp, get all the kids there early, get them invested in the culture, and then you kind of see what do we got here? Who are we identifying at this camp that we like? That's what we're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But anyway, going to the Michigan State piece, hey, it's a good piece of business in the sense that nobody likes going to a game outdoors at the end of November. And
really, Dave? Really? Are you on that side of the fence? I thought that football was supposed to be played in the cold when you can't feel your fingers.
Well, yeah, but wouldn't you rather see, and so you being a Michigan man, wouldn't you rather see Michigan, Ohio State indoors?
No.
In high-quality weather and high-quality conditions where both teams can play?
No.
The peak of their whatever?
No, we'll peak on that day. Because it didn't matter. When it was cold and snowy, they complained that it was cold and snowy. We beat their ass at U of M. And then it was like 40 degrees and sunny outside. We beat the hell out of them again. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Rain, sleet, snow. Look, I've been a victim of some very bad weather, bad circumstances here. It happens. The weather's part of the game.
It might be part of the game, but if you can control the conditions, it's like playing golf. You'd much rather play golf on a nice sunny day than you would going out on a lousy day to play golf. Even though professional golfers have to go out, why do it if you don't have to? And why not see the best possible conditions to compete?
Dave, how many NFL teams have domes that are north of the Mason-Dixon line?
I understand that, but at the end of the day, still, wouldn't you rather – Green Bay can say how much those folks love to go out there and do that, but at the end of the day, I just think it's more I get the whole thing about tradition, about doing that, but at the end of the day, seeing an event under the best possible conditions, I think is more conducive for people. I think it's more conducive for the game and for the athletes.
So you're telling me we're never going to see a Super Bowl in Lambeau Field?
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying if you look at it, there's a reason that more I think you'd see more people support the fact that they want to see the best possible conditions for teams to compete against each other.
Wow, Dave. I thought you were old school, Dave. I thought you were the kind of guy that used to wear the forearm pad with the big neck roll and have his fingers taped like Tim Brown with one bar going vertically down the face mask, Dave. I thought that's the kind of guy you were, Dave. I didn't know you were like this.
I played in those conditions, man. That's exactly why you see more people staying home to sit in their basements and watch games on TV as opposed to venturing outside in bad conditions.
No, I get it. Trust me, that Michigan-Illinois game this past year, I gave up one of my hand warmers to a person that was on the sideline with me that didn't have any. I was double socked. I had the long johns on. I had the big puffy jacket. I was freezing my rear end off. I don't know how these guys are hitting each other in this weather.
Yeah,
Tough.
and you know how many times, when you go out with your buddies golfing on a lousy cold day, as much as you love golf, it's not fun. It's not very enjoyable. And you go grind it out, and you talk about how tough we are and we love golf.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, give yourself 72 degrees and sunny, and you're going to have a much better time playing golf, man.
And you know what? The rain is worse than the cold, in my opinion. But the worst part about it, the cold, is getting in the cart and driving and feeling that breeze. I literally have a balaclava, like ski mask, that I'll wear on the golf course, and with a hat. I got the golf quarter zip hoodie. I got the hand warmers. We got coffee.
Dave, or AB. The other thing too is like the World Series in really cold weather.
Terrible.
Is exactly.
Terrible.
Exactly. So I do think there's that side of the coin. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on, but I think they'll get a lot more people attending the game, and I think they'll have a lot more people enjoying the environment, and just because of the weather situation.
Yeah, no, I think it's all the negative right now is all very knee jerk, right? It's all people like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this. But at the end of the day, people are going to show up. Dave in Hudsonville, I appreciate you. I want you to go out in the cold today.
I will, man. All right, AB. Have a good one.
All right, partner. I love you, man. Be good. Hey, a reminder, folks, Eastern Conference Finals, pivotal Game 5 tonight. No better place to bet the action than over at the DraftKings Sportsbook. You already know the deal, folks. Right now, the official sports betting partner of the association is offering this. Make a $5 pregame moneyline bet tonight on either the Celtics or the Heat. Score $150 in bonus bets if your team wins, plus everyone can score the no-sweat same-game parlay, baby. Open up the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Opt in, place the same game parlay on tonight's Eastern Conference Finals. If it doesn't hit, don't worry, you get a bonus bet back up to $10. New customers, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Sign up using the promo code HUGE. Promo code HUGE only at DraftKings. Disclaimer time. If you or somebody knows has a gambling problem, wants help, needs help, call the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services Gambling Disorder Helpline at 800-270-7117. 21 plus Michigan only. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Opt-in is required. One bonus bet issued based on the amount of the initial losing NBA bet. Eligibility, wagering, deposit restrictions to apply. See terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms. Let's get back over to the Meyer Supercenter guest line. I heard he's a big Heat fan. He's got Miami and Jimmy Buckets. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not Jimmy Butler. It's Himmy Butler. It's the huge one. Bill Simonson, catch him here on the Michigan Sports Network, weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 all over the Great Lakes State. How are you, Huge?
Man, I tell you what, you must have been up late and you're on 15 cups of coffee, whatever. It's borderline morning crack with X's and Bros. But I did want to set the record straight because, I'm still irritated by Michigan State not playing that game at home. It was their call. They began the process. I heard it from Mark Ewell yesterday, 4 o'clock on the Huge Show. He came on, spent 18 minutes explaining how the process began. State reached out about a month ago. They wanted to move it to Ford Field. MHSAA has their annual traditional Friday, Saturday state championship games. Ewell met with Ford Field, Michigan State, and said if this is a one-time thing, we'll do it. And like you mentioned, the college football schedules are changing coming up, and State will be at Penn State next year in the rotation. And then I asked him, well, what about if Luke Bryan or Taylor Swift wanted to play Thanksgiving weekend? He says he's been assured from Ford Field this is a one-time thing. And from Michigan State, who they partner with the Br0's for the boys and girls basketball state championships. So I had heard that they were going to flex games based on if religious schools had a problem with it or a player or coach. That's not the case at all. Michigan High School Athletic Association rules, the religious exemption on playing on Sunday left years ago. So they're going to flex games based on if a team has to travel from the UP, they'll play them on Saturday. They're not going to announce when the teams play in advance until that week of. And so the religious exemption, and he brought up, other schools that have done it. If a player has a religious issue, they won't play in the game. They're not going to move the entire game for one player, one coach. So that's the situation in terms of the games will be on Saturday and Sunday. And then what they're happy about when the college schedule gets pushed back, they won't be up against Michigan, Ohio State, or other big college games on that last Saturday in November. So Ewell explained it. He said, he has a great relationship with Ford Field and MSU, but he wanted to make sure that this is a one-off, a one-time thing that he's doing as a favor, really, to Michigan State, who reached out to him.
There you have it. And you can listen back to the podcast. Just visit MichiganSportsNetwork.com and find the Huge Show wherever you may get your podcasts and take a listen to that in the 4 o'clock hour from yesterday's show to hear from Mr. Ewell himself on the Huge Show. And you wouldn't need a religious exemption. I mean, look, I can only speak for those that, as an ordained minister of God myself, Huge, I'll give whoever needs a hall pass to go play some foosball. I will do that for the betterment of the community. I'm here for you. God bless,
Bellino.
Huge.
Yeah, Anthony Bellino, a man of the cloth. When is the apocalypse? I gotta go.
Coming soon, unfortunately. All right, we're going to step aside because Hour 3 is coming next here on the Michigan Sports Network.
In the den. Hey, sports fans, here's a hanging curveball that you can knock out of the ballpark. This is Matt Shepard, the voice of Detroit baseball, inviting you to step up to the plate at Eagle Casino and Sports, the mobile sports book where you can bet on all your favorites all year round, including, of course, our national pastime. So download the app and start winning today. Eagle Casino and Sports, made in Michigan, made for Michigan. Must be 21 years or older and in Michigan to play.
The Tigers' offense still has a lot of room for improvement, but the signs of better plate discipline and better understanding of the strike zone are there for sure. In March and April, the Tigers ranked 28th in strikeout percentage and 22nd in walk percentage. In the month of May, they are in the top 5 in strikeout percentage and 16th in walk percentage. The problem lately has been their ability or inability to come through with runners in scoring position. Their offense is among the worst in baseball in that category, and Detroit has left the 4th most men on base in the American League. It's positive that they're creating traffic on the base paths, but the next step is to finish the deal so they can crawl out of the league basement and runs scored.
Shop everything you need for Memorial Day with one stop at Meijer. Get buy one, get one free 80% lean ground beef. Buy 5, save $5 on Aunt Millie's Stadium buns, Coca-Cola or Pepsi 24-pack, plus deposit where applicable. Sweet Baby Ray's sauce and Lay's potato chips. Plus, have fun in the sun with 40% off the entire stock of swimwear for the family. Celebrate together and get the same prices online and in-store this week at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
Imagine this. winning big at Soaring Eagle. Spin the money wheel and win up to $100,000 cash. Every Saturday in April from 5 to 11 p.m. One winner each hour will spin for the win and take home up to $100,000. Whirl in for $100,000 money wheel. Only at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Your getaway reimagined. Visit SoaringEagleCasino.com for complete rules and details.
Huge here for my good friend Tom Rosenbach and his team at Bean Carter. They're one of America's top accounting and business firms. They're based in downtown Grand Rapids, and now they're stronger than ever before with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew. Now, Dorn Mayhew is an east side firm. Now you get the west side of Michigan with Bean Carter, and whether you're a small business or big business, they can handle all of your accounting and business needs at Bean Carter. Just go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I mentioned with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew, they cover all of Michigan, the Midwest, and coast to coast. Find out how the pros at Bean Carter can help your business today. Go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I know Tom Rosenbach and his team are so happy about their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew.
Good morning, everyone.
It's time for Michigan Sports Talk Morning Show, broadcasting live all across the state of Michigan and Northwest Ohio. This is X's and Bros.
How are you?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's a good morning. Wake up to a brand new day.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Here's your host, Anthony Bellino.
Rise and shine, folks. Welcome back here. Hour number 3 on a Thursday, the 25th day of May, 2023. So great to be right along with you, no matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening. All across the great state of Michigan and in Northwest Ohio and worldwide on the iHeartRadio app and streaming on our YouTube page as well at Michigan Sports Network. Text the keyword Sports Radio. Send that to 21,000 Sports Radio to 21000. Meyer Supercenter guest line 248-951-2176. 248-951-2176. We're on Twitter at XB Mornings, Facebook, X's and Bros. Good morning to our television audience as well, BCSN, and, like I said, our YouTube page, Michigan Sports Network.
Are you going after Pitbull's title of Mr. Worldwide?
Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305, Dolly. That's this weekend, actually. This weekend, so Friday, Monday for the holiday. So tomorrow and Monday for the holiday, we'll have our best of shows that will run. We will not be live Friday or Monday for the holiday. And I'm actually headed to the Windy City for a festival called Sueños. So it's actually like, think about it like the Coachella, if you will, of Latin music. So, I mean,
get yourself a Jimmy Butler Bulls jersey. You're talking about jerseys to wear?
Yeah, well, so Jimmy Butler, not Hispanic as far as I know. Not Latino.
But news this week that him and Shakira followed each other on Instagram.
Uh-oh.
So there's your connection, Bellino.
Let's go. Jimmy Butler. That's why they call him Jimmy Butler.
Isn't she going to prison or close to facing?
No, it was her husband that was doing the not paying taxes.
Yeah, her husband didn't pay the taxes, but he was living in she bought the house and he was living in there, and then they moved his mother to the house next door. That's why she explained it all in her song.
Yeah, Dan.
Jeez.
Yeah, I totally listened to Shakira.
Shakira.
Ooh. Oh, no, she could dance like this. Make a man want to speak Spanish. No, I'm teasing.
See, Jimmy Butler opens up his post-game press conference tonight with "Hola," confirmed. Butler and Shakira.
Yeah, so I was gonna go baseball jersey this weekend. Just trying to pick who my favorite player is and what country I want to represent. So like Juan Soto, do I go that direction?
Javi Baez Cubs jersey.
Javi Baez maybe. Not the Cubs though. Definitely not the Cubs. Wouldn't be seen out in public. I was thinking Tatis, the Brown Padres, or a Juan Soto. Might go that direction. I have a Pudge Rodriguez, Detroit, that I'm going to take with me, but we'll see. We'll see what it all entails. But it's gonna be a long weekend. Luckily, the women that we're traveling with have everything planned. I'm just along for the ride. Like, you guys plan everything, that's fine. She's like, I don't know how you guys travel like this. I mean, they're talking about outfits and dinner reservations and this. Are we doing this? Are we doing that? What do we need to pack? I'm like, whatever, it's fine. She's like,
Pack clothes, toothbrush.
Yeah. We're going to be...
Plans will happen.
Yeah, we're going to be out. We're going to be outside at a festival. And hopefully we have good weather. You think that people are going to want to go out like to clubs afterwards? You're out of your mind. Maybe they will. I don't know. We can rally. We can make halftime adjustments. But shoot, I know the group I'm traveling with pretty well. I got to imagine by about 10:30, everyone's going to be knocked out. Just got that feeling. Michigan, Ohio State at Jerry's World. See, here's the thing, Freddie. Michigan will never bend the knee. So no, we're not playing it. We might do a early season game against Alabama neutral site, which I hate. You know that I hate it, so don't even bring it up to me. That should be a home and home every time. Outside of that, boom. Like, we're not they're not doing it. You're not going to see it. They might do a primetime. They might do a late night kickoff. They usually do one. Some random game, BTN. I'd much rather have the game on NBC than be an 8 o'clock kickoff against Hawaii on BTN. That's ridiculous. Will is all excited. Will loves the energy this morning. He loves the show. And he says that I won't read his text because he loves me so much. So thank you, Will, for all of your thoughts. We appreciate you, my man. All right, what else is going on in the sports world? We'll try to get you all caught up with all the happenings. We'll do so right now in the headlines.
Big news. I have a little news flash.
Let's check the headlines.
Nah, it's real news for once.
The biggest stories in the local, regional, and national news.
This is huge news.
Sweet. Florida Panthers, 4-3 winners over the Carolina Hurricanes. Congratulations, 4-0. Panthers advance to the Stanley Cup Finals. Congratulations to them. Detroit Tigers also in action yesterday. 6-4 winners over the Kansas City Royals. They win that series 2-1. They'll begin the first of 4 against the White Sox today, 6:40 at Comerica Park. How many series do we have now under our belt? How many wins?
8. Sorry, we're distracted over here. Dan is off his rocker at the moment.
Dan fell out of his chair?
No, I sent you a photo just now of there's a term we gents like to use, out-kicking your coverage. Well, this guy,
NFL player,
Mitchell Schwartz, my man out-kicked it by a good 300-400 yards.
Oh, my God. Heavens to Betsy. Yeah. Well, I mean, look, folks.
Dan explained it like Mitchell Schwartz is like a 4, his girl's like a 400.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive right there, Mitchell Schwartz. Is he he's the eat my Schwartz guy, right?
Yes. Wait, that's his dad, right?
Brother.
Is his brother? Yeah.
Jeff.
I mean, wow. Just retweet it so that everybody else can see. Wedding in Lake Como. I'm retweeting it right now. Find it at AC Bellino, X's and Bros. Retweet that kind of stuff. Don't send that a private message. Let the people see it.
Yeah, congrats on the big win.
Congrats on being a professional athlete. Like that's what comes with it. It's the cost of doing business. It is what it is. That guy walking out of a Walmart with a cut-off flannel, not getting any action. That guy in an NFL jersey is getting that kind of action. There's levels to this. You elevate. And it's not, I know that we live in a world where everybody's talking about, oh, shut up. It's the same as it's always been. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. And I told you a story when I was sitting there in Fort Lauderdale at the little bar area, and the 2 young ladies sitting next to me couldn't have been older than 25. Did I tell you guys that story on the air?
No.
Oh, so I sit down at this outdoor bar, and there's these two young ladies next to me. They couldn't have been any older than 25. And I'm, paying attention to their conversation, right? It's beautiful outside. And the one girl asked the other one, she's like, well, how old is he? And the girl's like, I don't know. She's kind of unsure in her voice. And she's like, I don't know, maybe like 45. And the other girl was like, we're going on that boat. And that's what it is. That's what it is. It's not rocket science, man. Like that's life down there. Like you got the cheese. You're it's just like getting into the club. You have the money to get into the club. You have access to everything. If you're a professional athlete, you have access to everything. When you're a college athlete, ask any college football player that has ever stepped foot on campus. That access to perks that cannot be defined is nothing like you've ever seen. It's ridiculous. Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout both homered as the Angels sweep the Red Sox. We always like to see the Red Sox lose. Got to spend some time with the head ball coach Jason Candle from Toledo Football, big Red Sox guy. So great to see the Red Sox get swept. And by the way, they actually they auctioned off this offer here of 4 tickets to the Red Sox, and you got to sit in the dugout area next to the actual Red Sox team and private airfare to Fenway. How awesome is that? To a game of your choice. Pretty strong auction item right there. My goodness, at last night's event. Other headline stuff, Georgia-Florida rivalry game going to be staying in Jacksonville through 2025. That's great. That's where it should be. And Yao Ming is going to leave the Chinese Basketball Association. He is stepping down as the head of that organization. We'll step aside. We'll be back. Barry Larkin, Jersey U of M. It's got to be Latino. It's a Latino festival. We got to have Latino players only. We'll be back after this here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Have you ever played golf at Tullymore, St. Ives? Have you experienced a stay-and-play package in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of Grand Rapids? Well, here's what you need to do if you want to take advantage of great deals right now. Go to tullymoregolf.com. That's tullymoregolf.com, and you'll see the link for packages, accommodations, dining, meetings, weddings, events, and so much more, and especially golf on the 18-hole layout at Tullymore and the 18 holes at St. Ives. And they can accommodate any group, whether it's 2 people getting together or 200 looking for a weekend or an overnight celebration. That includes a little business, golf, great food, and beverages. Just go to tullymoregolf.com. That's tullymoregolf.com. They're located in Canadian Lakes, Michigan, less than an hour north of GR. Get more info at tullymoregolf.com.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, 2 things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to The Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text GOLF to 21,000 to enter. That's GOLF to 21,000. The trip includes 2 overnight stays and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.
listening to Michigan's statewide morning show, X's and Bros, right here on the Michigan Sports Network.
Here to X's and Bros on this Thursday. So great to have you ride along with us. No matter who you are, where you are, how you may be listening, what you need to do is if you swing the sticks at all, you need to call my good buddy Matt Golden. Here's his phone number. It's 1-800-972-4837. That's 1-800-972-4837. Call him over at Tullymore and go experience one of the great golfing 36 holes in the state of Michigan. Tullymore Golf Resort and Canadian Lakes. It is an hour north of Grand Rapids, 30 minutes west of Mount Pleasant, smack dab in the middle of the state. Easy to get to no matter where you're at. Right? So just visit TullymoreGolf.com, or call my friend Matt and book your stay and play at Tullymore today. You know Eric Adelson by chance?
I do not.
Longtime scribe, used to be with Yahoo, I think.
I feel like I've seen the name.
We're in an ongoing debate because he was talking about DeSantis, and he said another chance to criticize Putin, another decision to punt. I don't know exactly like what criticizing him is going to do, but a settlement at this point seems like a much better alternative than the continuation of war. Whatever that settlement might be, like somebody's going to have to make some concessions here, or these two are just going to battle it out until there's nobody left. And just based on population demographics, like the odds are not in the favor of the Ukrainians. Like resilient people. But, I mean, I don't know how much like money we could pump into this thing. And it should, like, this should be something that is like you're paying attention to every day of the week. Like, you should be paying attention. I know that you're like, oh, it doesn't affect me, so I don't care. Like, no, you absolutely should care. You should absolutely care because of with whom Russia is aligned with. India, China, South Africa, Brazil, Russia, coined as the BRICS alliance. Countries like Argentina, Mexico, and many others are lining up trying to get in there. Iran, Saudi Arabia. Like, you look at Argentina, Iran, and Saudi Arabia joining. You've got a large portion of the global population plus a majority of the oil. Like, what are we doing? Let's sit down. Let's just get to the table. Let's calm things down. Let's stop all this. I mean, if you've seen any of the videos or pictures from Bakhmut, I mean, the place is absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. Like, the rebuild of that country, if it ever gets rebuilt in our lifetime, like, this was a 3-day war that has gone on now for a year and a couple months now. Like, this is a mess. It might never get rebuilt as long as we're alive. Like that.
Call
that
in the Irish.
Might be the reality of the situation is that this might never be solved. That country might never be rebuilt. It's got serious global consequences. And we can't sit here on the other side of the pond with a blank check just writing checks that we don't have. Like, dude, you think like they're thinking. Like, try to see the forest from the trees. This is a disaster. It's an absolute mess. And I don't think getting on the open mic going, Putin's this, Putin, like, what are you going to do? You gonna call him names? You think that's going to upset him? He doesn't care. He doesn't like us anyways. What does he care if you think he's an idiot? Here's a good suggestion. Ronald Acuna. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's a Latino festival, so we got to go Latino jerseys. All right. More from, boy, you guys are all in on the Mitchell Schwartz thing, huh? Dan, you all right over there?
I was just sending you the secondary photo.
Well, yeah. I mean, my inbox is going to be just blown away.
We got a text here from Sam from Saginaw. Anthony needs a Pedro Serrano Indians jersey from Major League. Then walk around carrying Joe Boo for luck with the ladies.
Oh, Sam and Sag Nasty. Not a bad idea.
Joe Boo needs a refill.
Sacrifice a chicken. All right. GB Ritz is all over me right now on the internet. He wants to know more of my thoughts on this shenanigans that has taken place with the Dallas Stars. I don't know what else I'm supposed to say But Jamie Benn went in and said, quote, I would have liked to not fall on him and use my stick as a landing point. What I said yesterday on Twitter is the same thing I'm going to say here. I believe you should be suspended, Jamie Benn, captain of the Stars, for his egregious hit on the captain of the Vegas Golden Knights. A chopstick, two-handed cross-check to the neck and throat area, side of the head, while he's down, grinding his head into the ice. You should get the rest of the playoffs, a minimum 20-game suspension for that act to begin the 2023-24 campaign, and another 20 games for being a liar and thinking we're all idiots. That's what I think should happen. So now we've ramped it up to 40 games because you sound like an idiot, Jamie Benn. I would have liked to have not fallen on him and used my stick as a landing point. You didn't fall on him. You intentionally chopped him in the neck. And we have prior behaviors. We have priors. You know what I say about priors. Priors are a pattern of behavior. We've seen you before on the ice. Chop the back of the neck of Dylan Larkin. Oh, what are you going to fall over there? You're going to fall over, so you just had to forcefully just cross-check down on Larkin's neck? The guy's a scrub. He's a bum, and he's dirty. 20 games for the act. The playoffs for the act, another 20 for being a bozo. 40 games in total, plus the one more before they get swept. Get the Stars out of here. And then their organization released a statement apologizing for the conduct of their fans throwing stuff on the ice. I'm going to retweet this one more time. And you tell me, honestly, if you think he's falling. If you think Ben's falling, or if you think that he's intentionally trying to chop that guy, decapitate somebody. You tell me. You think he's falling. I would have liked not to have fallen and used my stick. That is... Where's the NHL at? Where's the statement? Has anybody seen anything? Can you report to me what the discipline's going to be for this? And for that bold-faced lie right there, get him out of here. Get him out of here. 40 games. Half a season. Make it 41, call it half a season. Clean it up. Clean it up on the ice, clean it up off the ice. Don't lie. You can do a lot of things. Don't lie. Just call it how you see it. Just be honest about it. You don't like something, be honest about it. But don't sit here and lie to us and act like we're all a bunch of idiots that can't see. You ain't playing in front of Ray Charles, my friend. Right? We can all see very clearly that the guy in the green jersey uses his stick and chops the neck in the guy in the white jersey. And sit there and act like we're a bunch of buffoons. It's ridiculous. So there you go, Terry. There's my expounding on Ben's suspension. It's all right there. That's how I feel. Said it on Twitter. Said it here. You got to give this guy the max. And not only for the act, but also for the stupidity of thinking that anybody who watched that thinks that, honestly, he was falling over at that time. Dirty play. Dirty play. All right, fellas. Jordan Poyer, Shorty, or Mitchell Schwartz. Jordan Poyer. 100% Jordan Poyer. Like Jordan Poyer, like you can't bring me anything on planet Earth that looks as good as Jordan Poyer's wife. I'm sorry. Like, I'm being honest. Like, that guy, you talk about a home run. I mean, a grand slam. Bases loaded, grand slam, out of the park, over the bay, out of the zip code. Maybe like hitting one from Comerica Park to Saskatchewan. Like, dude, there's not, like, come on. Mitchell Schwartz, Jordan Poyer. All day, every day, 8 days a week. Like, there's no stopping her. She can do whatever she wants. The world is hers. You don't like it. That's one of those people that if aliens ever come here, you present like, hey, this is one of our finest human beings here. What do you think? Are we okay? You gonna leave us be? Don't hit us with a laser beam just yet. All right, we'll step aside. We'll come back. I promise more sports, less other stuff. Game 5 tonight, Miami and Boston. Final thoughts, Penn State, Michigan State. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked to X's and Bros.
You are very popular. Your texts want your attention, your touchscreen wants your attention, social media wants your attention, and that tuna sandwich you just dropped between the seats definitely wants your attention. All of them can wait because you're busy driving. The Michigan Association of Chiefs of Police reminds you that April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. We want you and everyone around you to be safe, so tell your distractions to wait, especially that tuna sandwich.
From planting a simple seed to managing a global food supply, growing, processing, and distributing food is the backbone of America. You deal with food safety and labor issues, cost control, and not to mention Mother Nature. But do you have time to explore research development and biotechnical tax credits? Properly administer payroll for temporary employees. Ensure that you're operating at your most profitable? That's where we come in. We're Bean Garter. And while your business is America's food supply, our business is helping you run your business better. We'll assist with tax credits, assess your processes and controls, and so much more. And while we may not be able to help you plant your crops, we can help you realize a rich financial harvest. From the family farm to worldwide distribution of all the things you grow, grow your business better. Experience service, expertise, and simplicity at Bean Garter. Find us online, beangarter.com. Bean Garter.
For a lot of us, music and mental health are intertwined. That's why the Collaborative Lab created In Tune, a free live stream event, and you're invited. May 18th is Mental Health Action Day, so take action for your own mental health by joining us from 7 to 9 p.m. Musical performances and conversations with the Verve Pipe, Br0's, Carlos Sese, Cole Hansen, and more. Visit IUnderstandLoveHeals.org to learn how you can join the party for free.
I got to talk. I got to tell what I feel. I got to talk about my life as I see it. Biggie.
You're listening to X's and Bros on the Michigan Sports Network. Can't call in? Text us using the keyword sports radio and send it to 21000 or tweet us at XB Mornings. Now back to Danny Cahalan, Ryan Elke, and Anthony Bellino.
Welcome back here to X's and Bros, Michigan Sports Network. Boy, my phone is blowing up. We got a lot of votes for Rachel Bush here. All right, fellas. Yeah, we already got that one. Will in Greenville, appreciate that question. All right, Freddie is on hold. Freddie has 4 questions. 4 questions from Freddie. All right, Freddie, good morning to you, my friend. How are you, partner?
Good morning, Mr. Bellino. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Better now that I hear your voice.
Forgive me. Smoking my cigar in the morning is killing my voice. Thank God I'm not in the radio business.
You can still have it.
So, yeah, I'd be smoking on air. Heck yeah, I'd be smoking on air.
I would, but I'm in the house.
So, yeah. So, first of all, I was searching online for my Michigan-Ohio State tickets at Jerry's when I couldn't find them. When do you think those will go on sale?
You'll never find them because neither one of those programs is going to bend the knee to go neutral site for that game. You're out of your mind.
Yeah. Before I get to my questions, I'm a little disappointed in Dan today. Dan's off his game today. You know why?
Why?
He didn't play any Tina Turner today. Shame
Oh,
on
yeah,
you,
rest in
Dan.
peace, Tina Turner. That's right, I forgot.
Yes, rest in peace, Tina Turner. Nothing for Tina Turner today. I'm just shocked. Anyway.
And Dan's out of the room at the moment, so he
Good,
didn't-
slander him all you want. Yeah, that's
he
fine.
didn't hear you call him out, Freddie.
Well, just a reminder for me, Dan. Just remind. Ryan, happy Memorial Day weekend to you, by the way, okay?
Thank you,
You
Freddie.
and the family.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome, buddy. Just get those 4 field tickets for Michigan State. Just kidding. I hope Anthony has to work the game and wear a green shirt. And if he wears a green shirt, I swear there better be a picture of him wearing that green shirt, and it better be all over Twitter because I will retweet it. Please. Please, please, please.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, as long as they pay, as long as the check clears. Come on, Freddie. Green is the one color I'm loyal to. I'll go work for anybody. I don't care.
yeah, you're all about the money. That's
All
who you
about
are.
the cash. Yeah,
All
you
right.
can't put thank you in my pocket. You think somebody going, oh, you got a green polo, you think that pays my bills? I don't give a damn.
You said that right.
Yeah.
So, 4 questions. You have to draft one guy for the Pistons. You taking Buffkin or Jet?
Buffkin.
You get one pick a player for the Pistons. You taking Jokic or Butler?
Ooh. Jokic. He's younger.
You get to make one trade for the Tigers. You trade Alex Lane or Eduardo Rodriguez.
Eduardo will probably bring a bigger return, so Eduardo.
You get one choice for Rookie of the Year: Jack Campbell or the running back for the Lions. I can't think of his name. Jahmyr Gibbs.
Offensive or defensive?
Who would you rather have Rookie of the Year: Jack Campbell or Jahmyr Gibbs?
Doesn't matter as long as he's from the Lions. Doesn't matter either one.
I'm asking you, if you had to pick one of them, which one would you rather see win Rookie of the Year? Who would be a bigger impact winning Rookie of the Year? The defensive guy or
Jack
the
Campbell.
offensive?
Defense.
Jack Campbell.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. That's all I got for you. I wanted to throw a little bit of fun for you, and have a great 4-day weekend. Happy Memorial Day weekend to you. I hope Danny finds food, sells out every state to the great state of Michigan, the great state of Ohio. Every strip steak you have left, every chicken you have left, every turkey you have left, everyone go to Danny's Fine Foods and buy him.
Hey, Freddie, a buddy of mine was walking through the store the other day, and I mean, our prices are so incredibly low right now. It's competitive as hell. And I was like, Corey, and he's like, what? He turns around and looks back at the meat counter. I said, watch out, duck. And he looks up, and he's like, he looked up, and he tried to like cover his head, and he's like, what do you mean? I said, watch out, falling prices. We're going low here.
Well,
He
you don't
loved
need
it.
the money.
He loved it.
The
We're just here to make friends.
The Lions pay you so much money. Who needs money? You know. So,
Well, that's why
anyway,
that's why we got AM radios in the Fords.
absolutely.
Yep.
I'm making a bunch of noise. So you have a wonderful weekend, everyone. And Danny, Chris and Tina Turner, shame on you, buddy. See you
All
later.
right. We'll shame him whenever he gets back. By the way, Dallas Stars captain Jamie Benn suspended just 2 games. So all that complaining I just did, 2 games. Coming the playoffs or regular season. So, the Vegas Golden Knights captain Mark Stone was the one that got cross-checked in the face, and the Department of Player Safety gave him 2 games. Okay. But Gary Bettman got an award, a Lifetime Achievement Award, and the Sports Business Journal gave an award to the NFL for their digital dashers. But they gave him 2 games. So I guess do whatever you want. You know, they got a good player. Just go cross-check him in the throat. And let's get real violent and see what happens. Good idea. Terrible move by the NHL. They're so stupid. They're so dumb. That is unbelievable. You know, and he's like, oh, sorry. I'm falling. Yeah, okay, Steve Urkel. You're falling. You can't get up. You got to use your stick to cross-check somebody. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But if that's what the NHL wants to do, that's what they want to do. The big news coming out of yesterday is that Michigan State and Penn State are going to be playing a one-off game, according to Mark Ewell, the commissioner of the MHSAA. He said this yesterday on the Huge Show, the 4 o'clock hour. This is a one-and-done Michigan State, Penn State in Ford Field. Does it benefit Michigan State season ticket holders? No. But do a lot of those people live in East Lansing? Or are they commuting from the surrounding areas? That's the first question I have. 2, what does the alumni base look like in Detroit? A couple people I work with went to Michigan State. Inside the building. So it's interesting. Will there be a large amount of folks from the greater Metro Detroit area that will go to see their alma mater at Ford Field instead of trying to make the trip across 94? Is that an opportunity? The game will be played indoors, so you don't have to worry about Dave and his people that are afraid of cold weather. Will that boost the number of attendance? Because we're looking at roughly, 65,000 at Ford Field? Last few games, end of the season for Michigan State, been sub 60,000. Will we see more people travel from Penn State knowing that you can fly into Detroit? Hotels are abundant, right? Maybe a little bit more of a tourist attraction for the holiday season. Will we see more of that? Inquiring minds want to know. Those are the biggest questions that I have. And was a lot of the anger that we saw yesterday when the initial reaction came out, will a lot of that anger kind of subside when people start to weigh the pros and the cons in all actuality? So should I pound my fist on the table for the MHSAA and the high school kids right now because that's traditionally their day? They can play on Saturday and Sunday. I'm not too bent out of shape about that. Gives everybody a little bit of extra time to be able to get to Ford Field. Allows the kids to have a legit Thanksgiving Day dinner, not be sluggish the next day. So yeah, maybe it actually works out okay for them. And it was a lot of this just outrage immediately because that's kind of how we are. We like we see something, we get emotional about it, and then we immediately react, which isn't always the best way to go about things. I'm not going to tell you how to feel. What I can tell you is, give it 24 hours. You give it a day, stew on it a little bit.
Right. And the real only outrage that I have are like the legitimate,
I thought you were fine.
Right. Legitimate gripe about this was the season ticket holders for Michigan State. Those tickets are not honored for this Penn State game, and they have to go and purchase an additional ticket for this lost home game. The fact that it was a month ago, I think they had to re-up their tickets because my dad has season tickets, so now he has to go purchase a ticket for this game. I think that's the real annoyance and gripe from the season ticket holders that were just like, thanks for giving away a game. And now for me to go to a game, I got to purchase this other ticket. And when the news first dropped, the refund was not offered for that game.
So I guess here's an interesting question. You could give a ballpark number if you know. If you don't know, you don't know. I mean, I guess I could look it up right now too. How much is a season ticket package at Michigan State?
I don't know off the top of my head. I don't know
All right,
what my
let's
father
say
pays, but I think
let's say it's 1,000.
I don't believe it's that much.
What? Really? You think it's lower?
For what my father pays, yeah, it's a little lower. But he splits the tickets with his old college roommate, so whatever your 2-pack season ticket is, my dad cuts that in half because he has buddy that pays for half of it.
Gotcha. All right, so we'll go 1,000's a relatively easy number to work with. If you had 7 games on your schedule and it's $1,000 for a season ticket, it turns into $143 a ticket, right? That jumps up to $166 a ticket with only 6 home games on the schedule. So your price per game went up, according to our calculations, which we're just using ballpark random numbers here. It goes up 20 or so bucks per game. All in all, I still think over $100 to watch a college football game is just asinine. It's ridiculous. But that's me.
Well, because also comes with, and I'm sure Michigan does the same way, and most colleges do. So to move up like your section of seats for Michigan State, let's say you're sitting, top tier lower bowl, you want to move rows up. Instead of paying more per ticket, you're kind of paying more to the Spartan Foundation. Like it's a donation to charity to move
you gotta,
up.
You got to move up your donation level to move up in seats.
Yeah. So my dad is right at the amount of, like, if he wants to move up any more rows, it requires a higher donation to move up in seats. And he's like, nope, I'm good here. Because I think he's like row 30.
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah.
How far are you from like up or down? Like, so my ticket's at Michigan are row 71 or whatever. And you're like, oh my God, 71. Dude, you literally come, like you enter on the ground level, then you got to go down into the bowl.
Yeah.
You enter in the ground level, you make a right turn, and the seats are right there.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to really go down any steps.
Yeah.
You don't have to go up any steps either.
My dad
like,
probably has
perfect.
to go up like, I think you enter like row 20 or something for Spartan Stadium.
So you go up 10 rows?
Something like that.
Perfect.
So, like, his seats are fine. He's made because he started it in the end zone, under where the big scoreboard is. He's now moved over to, I think like roughly the 15-yard line, section-wise.
And there you have it.
So
happy as a clam.
Yeah, and he's just like, we're fine here. This is like as close as we're gonna get for our donation level, and I'm fine where I'm at.
Yeah, and I just think that I get what college football does with the donation levels and the sections, and I get what they do there. Same with hoops. I just don't want to price out the fan that is the traditional family of 4. That's what I don't want to do, and I think that that's where we've gotten on the cusp of, is like these tickets to events are so expensive right now, and they're only continuing to climb. That, like, if you got this big, massive deal coming in from television, why don't we all try to collectively put our heads together as a universal, like, collective of sport, both college and professional? We're getting all this TV money. Why don't we up the game day experience and lower the cost of what it actually takes to get you in the door?
That's what Arthur Blank, good guy Atlanta Falcons owner, did.
With his concessions.
Mm-hmm. So instead of moderating the ticket prices, he goes, hey, we're keeping our concession prices at, I think everything is $7 or less. That's, non-alcoholic stuff. But, like, get a pop for less than $5. Hot dog's going to be at $4. Like, those prices will not change because, A, he knows his area and he knows his fan base. So it's like, I'm not going to, like, we're already getting enough money from everywhere else. Why do I need an extra, couple $1,000 just off the concession stand?
I wish more people would think like that and really, I know it hurts your bottom line overall, but as long as all of your bases are covered, all your expenses are covered, your payroll's covered, your overhead's covered, why not try to take care of the people that literally, and I know a lot of suite holders that love their team. They got a lot of bit more cheddar to be able to throw around, right? And that's fine. They're going to buy their suite. They're going to get the food and the drinks. And I'm not trying to throw any shade at those people for having great jobs and being successful, making a bunch of money. But what about the other people? Let's just get them in the door and know that, hey, not everybody can afford $150 a ticket.
Right. And I know the
Especially
Lions
today.
attempt to do something similar like this for games where it's one or two concession stands, or it's they'll do the $1 hot dog day, but it's only one concession stand that's open for it before the game. Or it's
and we do our power hour, right?
Yeah, it's I get that, but it's just you're also creating a line for 2 hours for these people to do this.
Yeah, no, we don't. The one concession stand thing is rough. but
Yeah, where it's open it up. Open
Yeah.
it up a little bit. Let people get their stuff, get in their seat, and enjoy your product that you're putting out. Because that's legitimately the only reason they are there.
In the power hour, there's plenty of space up there at the second level inside Gate A. Come on up, talk to me and Danny. Get your discounted drinks in your food, right? Build a good base there for the game. And really, the cheerleaders are up there, and we got all kinds of stuff that's going on. And I want more people. I want more young kids to be able to experience what I got to experience as a kid, which was going to a game with Dad. And that was my favorite thing in the world. And if you continue to price them out, you're going to continue to steal that opportunity from young people that are the base of your, those are the people that ride or die with your team, literally. They are upset on Sundays. They have all the gear. Maybe they can't get to a game because they can't afford it, or maybe they live out of town. And so making a pilgrimage is a once in a decade type of deal. Their entire basement's decked out and that kind of stuff. Those are the people you got to take care of.
Right, especially if you're looking at a team where it's you're looking at your attendance, and at best, who cares what the tickets sold say? Butts and seats is under 50%.
Right.
Why aren't you doing a deal to get more butts and seats?
Let's get more people there to enjoy the product. And maybe that it becomes a net positive out of this whole Michigan State, Penn State game. All right, you got Game 5 tonight, Celtics Heat. What do we like here, boys? I know Matthew Tkachuk scored the game winner. He's unstoppable. The Panthers swept. That's awesome. You'll have more from the Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights coming up as well. But real quick, Boston 8.5-point favorites at home in the Garden. Can Miami get it done?
Ooh, 8.5.
8.5. I'm taking the Heat. I'm rolling with the Heat. Shut them down in the Garden. Himmy, Butler going crazy.
Oh boy, I'll roll with Vegas.
Going Vegas. Wow.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll go with the closeout games. Give us a Memorial Day weekend free of obligations of watching sports. Vegas close it out. Himmy Butler, Duncan Robinson, bam, close it out in Boston. Send those greedy fans home crying to their Jersey homes.
For Dan and Ron, I'm Anthony. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. We'll catch up live on Tuesday. Same time, same place here on the X's and Bros of the Michigan Sports Network.
Huge here for my good friend Tom Rosenbach and his team at Bean Carter. They're one of America's top accounting and business firms. They're based in downtown Grand Rapids, and now they're stronger than ever before with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew. Now, Dorn Mayhew is an east side firm. Now you get the west side of Michigan with Bean Carter, and whether you're a small business or big business, they can handle all of your accounting and business needs at Bean Carter. Just go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I mentioned with their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew, they cover all of Michigan, the Midwest, and coast to coast. Find out how the pros at Bean Carter can help your business today. Go to beancarter.com. That is BEENEGARTER.com. And I know Tom Rosenbach and his team are so happy about their new partnership with Dorn Mayhew.
Shop everything you need for Memorial Day with one stop at Meijer. Get buy one, get one free 80% lean ground beef. Buy 5, save $5 on Aunt Millie's Stadium buns, Coca-Cola or Pepsi 24-pack, plus deposit where applicable. Sweet Baby Ray's sauce and Lay's potato chips. Plus, have fun in the sun with 40% off the entire stock of swimwear for the family. Celebrate together and get the same prices online and in-store this week at Meijer. Exclusions apply. See all the deals in the Meijer app.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, this is Matt Shepard from the Michigan Sports Network. I love summers in Michigan because it means golf season. Now, two things always when I go golfing. I make sure I got my sticks, and I've got plenty of cold, fresh Labatt Blue Light. Whether I've just squeezed in 18 holes or I just want to relax on the patio after a long day, everywhere I go, and I'm serious when I tell you this, I tell people about the smooth, genuine taste of Labatt Blue Light. It's just a great beer. Michigan Sports Network is giving you a chance to win a foursome to Michigan's best courses. Just listen weekdays to The Huge Show and X's and Bros, or just text GOLF to 21,000 to enter. That's GOLF to 21,000. The trip includes 2 overnight stays and 2 rounds of golf, all brought to you by my friends at Labatt Blue Light. So grab a Labatt Blue Light the next time you head out onto the course and enjoy the blue skies, because blue is for Michigan summers and great times. Always enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023 Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt is a registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company, Ltd.